Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you people doing? Here back again with another YouTube video. So I just got done watching my man Moist Critical's video, and honestly, based off what I saw here in this video, I felt like I'm compelled to talk about this topic, just because, when it comes to stuff like this, this is one of those stories where I can proudly say lock him up and throw away the key, just because this happened in Utah. Basically, this is about the Rube Franke situation, where basically Rube Franke, just this mother who, basically just something's up. She neglected her kids. That's right. And, if you want to know how truly messed up this story is, basically she neglected her own kids to the point where, in her eyes, getting basic necessities like food was a form of privilege. That's right. I'm not even making this up. In her eyes, food for the kids was really a privilege. So this just goes to show you how truly evil this family is. And in my honest opinion, this is possibly the most evil family I've ever read about on the internet when it comes to, families or parents particularly neglecting or abusing their kids, because obviously their kids went through something no kid should ever go through. And the fact that, they were able to get away with this for so long is really upsetting. But, I think it's important that we shine light on this, because nobody knows how many, other kids go through stuff like this, because there have been plenty of stories before on the internet, about moms or dads basically starving their own kids and all that. It's just very sickening, and this is possibly just the most vile stuff and inhumane stuff I've ever read about, just because, there really is no other way for me to say this. But basically, to sum things up, the mother, Rube Franke, she had a YouTube channel called 8 Passengers. That's right. Now, the way how I see the name 8 Passengers, it really sounds like a cult if you sit there and think about it. Just because, I mean, just the way how it feels like that the 8 passengers, the mother, I feel like they were really just the definition of pure evil, whether it's because they let the YouTube fame just get to their head. And, the really other messed up part about this story here is that the mother, she even posted a TikTok of her basically bragging about starving her own kids. That's right, starving her own kids. And, it got so bad to the point where one of the kids, broke free from the house they were in the hell the parents put in the hell they were in. And they basically went to a neighbor's home where they, I guess, told the neighbor about what they were going through. And that's basically what finally got the authorities to come in and arrest. So according to the Washington County DA's office, Rube Franke, she has been charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse. And, each of those counts carry a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison and a fine of $10,000. But let me just say that in situations like this, I feel like that the mother should never, ever be allowed out of prison at all. I mean, seriously, what she did, is just inexcusable. Like, I'm sorry, but this is just the most sickening stuff I've ever heard about. That I just need to talk about this, just to, I think it's important to raise awareness on this, just because, for a mother to do something like this to her own kids, is just truly just vile stuff. I mean, it really is just no other way to say it. And apparently, one of the kids who climbed out of the window in the home and went to a neighbor's home, this happened on Wednesday morning, they were asking the neighbor for food and water. And apparently the child also had duct tape on his ankles and wrists and open wounds, and it appeared to be malnourished as well. So honestly, dude, I don't know what the hell is wrong with some parents nowadays, but this is possibly the most evil stuff a parent could ever do to their own kid. That's right. And, obviously, they found evidence, I guess, in the home of Miss Hildebrand, because she was the owner of the home where the abuse was taking place. And, to sum things up, this is just ridiculous. But obviously, both Miss Franke and Miss Hildebrand have been denied bail by a judge. Thankfully, the judge denied them bail, because in situations like this, like the defendants, like the mother who abused her own kids, like, she should not even be entitled to any form of bail. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're going to do some horrible stuff like that, then you deserve to be locked away in prison for the rest of your life. Okay, there really is no other way to say this. But yeah, just thought I had to talk about this. But what's truly upsetting about this is just the evilness of the mother, especially like Rube Franke. You could clearly see just the evilness, in Rube Franke's eyes, because obviously I'm reading this post here on the New York Times, and honestly, man, I'm just in a loss of words. Just the kids, for them to go through something like this is just terrible. The only thing I could say about this situation is lock him up and throw away the key. That's all I have to say.